Hello and welcome back to the Lumin Weekly Q&A. Here we are, on the couch, with some questions, yet again. And Nero Puppy, of course. He's here. He's right here, you can't see him, but he's having a nap. And it's been interrupted right now by my talking. So, before we jump into the questions this week, I'm just gonna use this as I would a vlog and tell you guys what's happening over the next couple of days. I am gonna be uploading this, and right after this, probably Skyrim, along with Torchlight 2, and then over the weekend we're going to get some Terraria and Minecraft recorded. I'm going to be uploading something Diablo 3 related. I'm just not sure what yet. I've got the midnight launch up already along with the unboxing, but doing gameplay for Diablo is a difficult thing because firstly a lot of people didn't want to, or maybe don't want to, be spoiled, and secondly everyone is doing it. And the funny thing is, like, a lot of people from the US or from wherever they are, let's say Day 9, Husky, and 1,000 other people are uploading their streaming or streamed sessions of Diablo, and it's sort of spamming YouTube right now. I don't think a lot of people are really interested in Diablo Let's Plays. If they're interested in Diablo on the whole, they'd probably be playing it themselves. They wouldn't be watching it on YouTube. And I'm sure it can still be entertaining with someone doing commentary over it, but at the same time I think that it would be better doing commentary on other stuff then. What I'm thinking of doing is maybe starting some commentary in Nightmare level, maybe doing random little pieces of commentary of, say, areas or whatever that I like, maybe doing co-op stuff, playing co-op with someone, I don't know. Okay, I'm not sure what I'm doing with Diablo yet. I'm definitely going to be releasing a video in the next day or two, which I haven't recorded yet. I'm probably going to record it tomorrow, about, which would be today when this goes up. Anyway, I'm not sure exactly, but it's going to be about the class that I'm playing right now, which, if you follow me on Facebook and Twitter, you'll know, but I'm not going to spoil it for those watching here right now, unless there's like a question relating to that, which I doubt. I do know that next week there are going to be a lot of Diablo questions. Okay, I can sense it. I can sense it. But I'm going to talk about the class that I chose to play, which I'm going to be sticking with forever and ever. Forevs, you might say. Wow, he just passed out serious time. Look at this. You can't see it, but it's serious. Maybe I'll show you. Hold on. He's going to wake up when I lift this now, but it's worth it. Dum dum dum. Where's his face? Boy, I'm trying to... There you go. Oh, snap. Look at that. I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't do it because there's a cable connected to the camera, and because there's no battery power, obviously there's never any battery power, and it's a little bit precarious trying to tip it over. But let's straighten it quickly. There we go. But I was talking about Diablo, so back to that. I'll release a video about the class that I'm playing, about the spec that I'm using now, and it's funny, I've been using pretty much the same spells all the way through. I keep just waiting for the better rune variations for them, and I don't mean better as in the statistically better one, the ones that I would like more, or the ones that I'd enjoy more. I'm waiting for those. So it's cool, I enjoy it a lot, and I'm having a lot of fun with the game. We did actually finish normal mode, so we got all the way to the end, and we are able to start Nightmare, and we might do that soon. We didn't rush. I think our playtime was 16 hours, 15 hours? Am I right? 15 hours? She's got a headset on, but I think she heard me. She shook her head. 15 hours about, and that's just for the single player. I actually wanted to talk about that, but I might do it in a vlog or in a Diablo video, in the Diablo video that I release. But a lot of people are complaining that the game is too short, and I'll just tell you straight up that it's definitely not too short. It might feel too short if you beeline straight for the end of every area, and by end I mean to your objective, and you don't bother looking around, you don't bother talking to people, you don't bother having fun. Then sure, it'll be incredibly, incredibly short. Not incredibly short, okay? It'll be like I don't know, I would say 6 to 8 hours maybe. Perhaps 9 if you're not so good at Diablo. I don't know, okay? And I honestly feel that some people might enjoy playing it that way, and sometimes it might make sense to do it like that if you like just doing boss runs. If you're just trying to get items, if you're just trying to quickly boost the character through the, or whatever. There might be reasons, but I think if you're actually just playing the game to enjoy it, then you should take your time. Anyway, okay. I should answer the questions. That's actually what I wanted to do in this video. And this is gone now. There you go. I found it again. Okay, I found it. Starting with the questions, because I've been talking about Diablo for the last 10 minutes. Get out of here, Diablo. Seriously now. So, from TheBrokenChip, what WoW realm do you play on when you're not playing beta? We play. I don't play a lot right now. I'm probably going to play more when Mr. Pandaria actually releases. But we played on Shattered Halls EU. And there's no real reason that we chose that server. We're not there just for any super big guild or because some famous person's there. I don't know why we chose it. We chose it, I think, because when Burning Crusade came out, it was one of the new servers. And right now it's pretty low pop, but that's the server we're on. And I'm not attached to it or anything, so who knows, maybe come Mr. Pandaria, if I'm told about some super awesome server where stuff just happens, then I'll go there. I don't know. But with this whole... Why does this keep closing? Anyway, with this whole cross-zone realms... cross-realm zones, that's what I'm looking for. With that whole new system, I think it's gonna matter less and less what server you're actually playing on. They're making it like global play is for Diablo or for StarCraft or whatever, where the whole region can just play together. And I like that. It's cool. It all just comes down to who you've got on your friends list instead of who's on your server. But that's the realm I play on. In quite a few more words than you probably asked for. Now again, from TheBrokenChip. TheBrokenChip. Struggling to talk. How would your channel be different and how would you change if you had as many subscribers as, say, Tabascus? Honestly, from right now, it probably wouldn't change very much. I don't know. I might change the content that I do. But that's not the kind of thing that'll change with the amount of subscribers I have. That's just the kind of thing that'll change over time. So I suppose that's not really answering your question. I don't think I'd change very much. I think one thing I might have to change is the way I do the questions on the Q&A. You'd probably have to mail questions in instead of leaving them as comments, or I'd have to choose random ones, which I feel is kind of silly, because if I just choose random questions, then you never know if your question is going to be answered. So I'd change that. I'd probably change that. But otherwise, not much. I don't really see what could possibly change, because the way one would interact with people subscribe to you, your viewers, whatever, doesn't really change if you have more of them. It just takes a little bit more effort, which is not a problem for me. So that's it. Hopefully not very much. Then, Cub for Life asks, is there any more information on your book? I'm not sure if you mean, apart from that you've seen so far or read so far or whatever, or if you mean, are we working on it? Because right now we're not really working on it, no. We've both got a lot of other stuff going on, so I don't know, we just don't have the time. The whole YouTube thing kind of takes up a lot of time, so I don't want to, when I'm like exhausted at night from doing stuff, recording videos, doing commentary, editing stuff, go and try be even more creative with book writing stuff. So right now I'm not really getting time for it. I might devote some or dedicate some time to it in the future. Who knows? As for information, I want to, when I get our proper site up and running, have a little section dedicated to that. So hopefully that'll be cool. We'll see. We'll see. Then, this is from TheOldPeculier. Have you ever heard about GoG.com? This is GoG.com. And what are your thoughts about that shop? Also, are you planning on buying The Witcher 2 and doing a playthrough of that? That would be epic. Epic. Because it's in caps. My thoughts on GOG.com is that they're amazing. It's probably the most amazing website in the world. They are so good. They keep getting these classics back that I thought would never really work on Windows 7 or on newer PCs, and they make them work. Like recently we got Theme Hospital from there, and Theme Hospital is so cool. She had actually never played Theme Hospital before in her life. Ever. Now I know what you're thinking to yourself, that's kind of embarrassing. Because it is. You'd be right in thinking that. But she started playing it and she says, well, this is way too difficult. They don't help me enough. It's not like today's games, and that's true. It's more difficult, but it's also more fun. It's amazing. I like GOG.com. I like the fact that they give DRM free stuff. You can just download it, put it on any PC, anytime, play it without internet. It's just great. They have a good selection of games. They've recently started adding newer games to their repertoire, and I think it's really cool. I think that it's a nice alternative to Steam. I like Steam. I think a lot of the time they do things right, but sometimes they don't. So I like GOG.com. If you don't know about it, I'm doing it wrong way around, OG.com. Pretty simple. Goodoldgames.com it used to be called. I think it's just GOG.com now. They're great. Witcher 2, I don't have it. I've got Witcher 1. I won it from GOG.com. I don't know if you knew that, and that's maybe why you're asking about it, but TheOldPeculier, you're onto something there. No, but I would love to do a Witcher playthrough, but I just don't have the time right now. So the chances are I won't, but I might play it sometime. I've heard so many good things about it. I saw the enhanced edition's out now, so I might try that. That'll just be even better. But I'd have to find some time for it. And right now, most of my time is going to Diablo. My free time. Today is probably, or this weekend at least, is probably the last, let's just say last couple of days that I'm going to be spending a good amount of time with Diablo, because I need to get back to work. I need a lot of work on videos. I need to start getting a lot of stuff out. I've been working on a journal entry, and I had the worst time today, actually. I don't mind telling you guys, because it was bad, and I like sharing experiences, good or bad. Basically, I recorded all the in-game footage for it. Those of you that know how the journal entries work, lots of you probably don't because I haven't done one for a while, but it's got this little window where the gameplay footage is in. I recorded all of it, and then I realized that Mr. Pandaria just doesn't like being frapsed anymore, or DxTory'd, or any recording software. It doesn't like any of it. It just comes out so laggy, so stuttery, so terrible that it's unusable. And that's why my Mr. Pandaria series stopped right before the end of the starting area, because I can't record anymore. I don't know what they did to it, but normal World of Warcraft works like a charm. It works amazingly well, but Pandaria just doesn't. So, why am I talking about this? How did I even get here? I don't know. Okay. Oh yes, working on that. Terrible. I want to get it up soon as I can start recording again. I've been struggling with this thing for like 2 weeks already, but it is pretty much done, and I actually even had the date on it and everything. It was supposed to release the same day as this, but it just didn't happen yet. Anyway, I spent way too much time on that question. Moving right along, TheOldPeculier asks, again, you said that you like the whole post-apocalyptic theme in video games. Have you ever come across the game or book called Metro 2033? And have you heard about Metro Last Light? Oh, that I have. And I played Metro 2033 a long time ago. I think I do own it, actually. I bought a boxed copy of it, but I only played it a little bit, and when I did, my PC couldn't handle it. It was before I got this PC. Basically, I upgraded at around just after it came out, and then I just never got back into it. It was also quite buggy at the time, but that said, I really liked the style, the grittiness of the game. It reminds me of like a shooter that feels like Path of Exile. It's weird. It is weird, I know, but think about it. It's got that look and feel. Anyway, I am thinking of doing something with Last Light, but I'm not sure yet. I want to wait till the game actually comes out, see how it is, see if I enjoy it, see if it could be fun to play it, and see if I can get some of my other series done. I'm going to start pushing out a lot more of the Skyrim, the Mass Effect, the Grimrock, and everything else that can actually end. Because I want to get it done so that I can move on to bigger and better things. Who knows if they're going to be better, but they might be bigger. They might be more fun, who knows. We'll see. But I want to move on to other playthroughs sooner rather than later. And I want to see what happens at the end of Mass Effect. There's a big hoo-ha about it, and I just haven't finished it yet. Same for Skyrim. Same for Skyrim. I think somebody already mentioned this in a comment, but there's news of Elder Scrolls MMO on its way. What are your thoughts about this? I know you seem to prefer Bethesda's Fallout series, but I think the Elder Scrolls has a bigger fan base. This is from Nocturnal Cookie. Now, I would like to point you towards one of the previous vlogs that I did. You could probably just scroll through my recent videos. It wasn't that long ago, and I spoke all about the Elder Scrolls MMO. You can see my thoughts on the actual MMO there, but I will tell you here that the one thing that would attract me to an Elder Scrolls MMO would be if they keep it loyal or similar to their current Elder Scrolls series. number one issue would be that it looks like the game right now isn't going to be first person. And that's kind of a deal breaker to me. I would like my Elder Scrolls game to be first person. You know, you see it from your character's perspective, you don't see it from the over-the-shoulder camera. Because, firstly, there are so many games that do it like that anyway. Most games do it like that right now, most MMOs, or at least the fantasy MMOs. And I think that it would be fun to play an MMO like that. It would be different. I know that, wasn't Darkfall a recent, well, it wasn't that recent, but an MMO that came out in the last year or two, that was first person, wasn't it? Anyway, it's not a common thing, and I would have liked to see them take more chances with it, be a bit braver with it, not try and make a Lord of the Rings Online or a World of Warcraft or whatever copy. Anyway, that's my thoughts on it. I do prefer the Fallout series. You can watch my vlog about that. Then, AUS onto internets, that's Australia on the internets, asks, what do you consider to be the most important aspects of a video game? Examples are gameplay, story, art design, soundtrack, and atmosphere. Gameplay, number one by far. It has to be fun, it has to be, this can apply to any game out there. It has to be fun, it has to be gripping, it has to be something you enjoy doing. Or something that's so frustrating that you just can't stop playing it, you have to get it done. That kind of thing. That's a different kind of thing though. But gameplay, definitely number one. I think gameplay and atmosphere would be the top things. The thing is, you can quite easily get a nice atmosphere in a game going without amazing visuals. You really can. I've played a ton of games that feel like they have this really gripping thing. I can't explain what it is, but games, they grip you. You feel like you're really part of an epic story that's going on. Chrono Trigger is one of those. Now that game, it has a nice atmosphere, it has a nice feel. The theme that they used with it is amazing. Now it was made a long time ago, so the visuals aren't that great, but they still look good in this day and age. They look good. They work. They are still accepted because they were done as well as they were. But I do feel that gameplay is incredibly important. And the thing is, it depends, because you can make a game really good with some really good gameplay, or you can have a really story-driven game where the gameplay could be slightly lower, and I do only mean slightly lower on the list, where story would take the front seat and it would guide you through your gameplay experience. And that's another way of doing it. But honestly, it would be difficult for me to choose one, but if I had to, I'd probably say gameplay. And if I had to choose a couple, I'd say gameplay, story, atmosphere. Sound and, like you said, art design and stuff like that, also really important. The whole package is important, but people pay less attention to that. So it's probably better to focus on the others first. Anyway, I'm not really qualified to talk about that, but I just did. I done did it. Then Calman13 asks, what do you do for a living other than make awesome videos? Thank you very much. And I currently do this for a living. I am partnered with a game station, and that's it. I make videos. I do spend my time making videos. Thanks for asking, and thank you for the compliment. If you won $1 million, how would you spend it? Or what would you do with it? This is from For You Winston. Now, For You Winston, you're the guy that I missed last week, or last time. I apologize. That's the nickname that I was looking for so desperately. I didn't lose you this time. You're right here. And you actually highlighted in blue. So if I had to tap with my finger on your name, it would probably take me to your YouTube channel. It's amazing. What an honor. You're actually the only one who's highlighted. I don't even know why, but you are. So, $1 million. That's a lot of rand. That is 7.5 million rand. Or something like that. I don't know what I'd do with it. The chances are, if I had to look at it realistically, I'd probably put it away somewhere and like just do something with the interest that I make on it. And if I say do something, I mean I'd probably, I don't know. Actually, now that I think of it, I don't know, my life isn't really driven by money right now. I don't feel like I need a ton of money to be happy or anything like that, so I don't know. I would definitely try help some people with it that need help, if they not just randomly go and give it to random people, but I definitely try to do good with it, but I wouldn't just squander it all because that would be a waste and that would do no one any good. So if you do live off the interest of it, if there's, I don't know what kind of interest you'd make on that. I have no idea. I'm bad with money, anything relating to money, so I'm the last person to ask about that. But that's my answer. It's a terrible one, but that's the answer. If you could play a character out of any TV show or movie, who would it be and why? That's tough. That's really tough. I would probably say I'd choose any character in one of like a really good fantasy movie or a really good superhero movie or something like that, and I'd be one of those characters. It would be easier if you asked video game, because then I'd say I'd love to be Chrono from Chrono Trigger, because he is going on a grand adventure, and I'm listening to his music right now, but he's going on a super cool adventure through time and space. It's amazing. Imagine how much fun that would be. Now, it's always difficult because one thinks about it, how would that look in real life? Because you know how it would look in retro graphics. You know how it would look in World of Warcraft's graphics to be in a fantasy game or setting. But how would it look in real life? Would it be as appealing? Probably not. That said, one would rather go with a superhero movie, because you know how Spider-Man would look in real life. He'd be Tobey Maguire with a little thing pulled over his head. You know how the Hulk would look in real life. Not that I would want to be the Hulk. You know how Iron Man would look in real life, because those were all Marvel or DC adaptations. So it's tough. It's really tough, but I would say anything that would be a lot of fun. The first thing or the biggest thing that would come to mind would be adventure, and when you say adventure you think Indiana Jones. So, I'd love to be in any Indiana Jones movie. That's my answer. I don't even care if I'm one of the characters that dies right at the start, as long as I'm in that movie. I don't care. That's fine. Are you a good dancer? Probably not. Probably not. I don't have a better answer for that because I never dance. I really, literally never dance. Come wedding night, I'm not gonna know what to do. We're gonna be stepping on each other's toes. She's laughing at that because I have no idea. I don't dance. I get down often, but that's different. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. Okay, next. This is from Len or Angelin25. Hey, I just noticed you brushed your hair. He says in brackets in a manly voice, hey, I just noticed you brushed your hair. Are those highlights? I don't know if that's a manly voice. No, I didn't brush my hair and they are definitely not highlights. That's my natural color. I've not done anything with my hair for the last 3 years, and it's probably going to stay that way for the next 3 years, or the next 30 or 50 years, 100 years, who knows. But I don't brush my hair. I sometimes use my towel and I go like this, then it goes like that, and stays like that. Or if I do this, and I put it down like this, then it stays there too. You can make a side parting. No, I don't want to do that because it looks bad on me. But I didn't brush my hair. So, have you been following the Max Payne 3 news? I think it gets released in May sometime. It actually got released on the same day as Diablo, 15th of May. Will you be playing it? Have you played Max Payne 1 and 2? From the same person, from Len. I played Max Payne 1 and 2, and I played them when I was still in my gaming youth. I was impressed by absolutely everything, and who wasn't impressed by Max Payne 1, I guess? It was actually really impressive, it was fun, it was revolutionary, I'd say. It started a whole new thing, and I loved it. I enjoyed Max Payne 1 and 2, and that was back when I still played games and I finished them. Nowadays, not so much. When I'm not recording them, of course, I start a game, I play a bit of it, I sometimes enjoy it, sometimes I don't, but I never get to finish them. I don't know. I love Max Payne 1 and 2. Max Payne 3 looks fun. I don't know about the multiplayer thing. I don't know how that's going to work with bullet time and all that. If it doesn't have bullet time in multiplayer, what's the point? What is the point? There is no point, if you ask me. But I think the game looks fun. It looks like they're staying true to the original, and they are keeping it Max Payne, basically. It looks like a Max Payne game. And if I'm not mistaken, it's Rockstar that did it. They always make good games. I've yet to be really let down by a Rockstar game in the past couple of years. Grand Theft Auto is amazing. Anyway. Any estimate on your 10k video? Adrian Novcevic. Sorry about the name. It's funny, we've actually been trying to get the 10k video up, but then Diablo came, and you know how that is on your life. It sort of takes its toll. And we're gonna probably get to it very soon. The problem is that I couldn't do that alone, and I was sort of between what I wanted to do with it. I wanted to do one thing, and then another thing came up. Then I decided I'd rather do that thing because it's much better, and I think most people would enjoy that thing more. So I sort of left this thing totally alone. But hopefully I'm going to keep really cool videos coming up till then, and you'll be happy with them, and that'll be a pleasant surprise when it does come out. And I'm hoping it'll be out before 20,000, because that would be amazing. That'll be amazing. Aside from YouTube, of course, which websites do you spend most of your time getting your daily dose of news, humor, etc. from? This is from Nightchrome. Huh. Good question, actually. So my browsing sessions are actually usually very structured because I tend to visit set sites every time I'm looking for certain news. So once a week I browse StarCraft news, once a week I browse WoW news, once a week I browse Diablo news, and 3 times a week, or whenever I do the other news, I browse Joystick, Rock Paper Shotgun, Kotaku. I know, but they sometimes have articles and stuff there that other sites don't have. CVG's okay, PC Gamer's okay, sites like those. I don't really visit humor-based site, Reddit, there you go, that's where I go for my humor. I do check the Reddit front page out quite often, and I enjoy it. I do enjoy it, but those are the sites that I visit. I hope that answers your question. But I do structure them. For WoW I go to MMO Champion, WoW Insider, and Wowhead. For StarCraft I go to mostly just Team Liquid. There are others that I visit, but that's probably the main one. For Diablo I go to Diablo Inc. Gamers, Diablo Fans, and D3DB, because all 3 of those sites are awesome. BlizzPlanet also does some really good Diablo stuff. That's about it. That is about it. Next. Where's the next one? Aha! Hey Swen, have you tried Tribes Ascend? And if so, how do you like it? I thought it felt amazing, but I can't play it with the latency that we get to the servers that they currently have up. So we have to wait till they get local South African servers up before I can play it. I hope that answers it. I love Tribes. I'm a big fan of Tribes, and I'd love to play Tribes Ascend. Same goes for games like PlanetSide 2. Also quite keen on that. Then, this is from Porsche 911 SBS. What was your first car, your current car, and what's your favorite car you've owned? This is because I spoke about the Porsche 911 or 911 last time. And so, let's start at the beginning. What is the first car? My first car was the first one that was actually mine was a Golf. So it's a Volkswagen Golf VR6. My parents got it for me, and they're amazing because they did that. But that one is no longer with us, and that was probably my favorite car too. Really cool car. And other than that, my current car is, we've got a Ford Bantam, which is what you Americans call a pickup. I don't know what the Europeans call it. We call it a bucky. It's a pickup. It's like it's not a car. It's got probably like a car engine because it's not a very big pickup. It's not like a V8 or V6 or anything like that, but that's what it is. It's a Ford Bantam 1600. It's very fuel efficient and it's quite comfortable. I'm not trying to sell it to you guys though, don't worry. Then WowNo666 asks, hey Swin, why the cookie crumbles? I'm not sure what exactly, I don't know why the cookie crumbles. Probably because I left it in my coffee for too long. I couldn't get it out before it dissolved into it. And then I didn't want to drink the last bit of the coffee because don't you just hate it when there's cookie or rusk or something in the bottom of your coffee and you're trying to drink it and then you drink your coffee with little crumbs in it? That's bad. That's not cool at all. My coffee needs to be pure. Speaking of coffee, I'm gonna have some Mocha Quinoa blend after this and it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be absolutely amazing. Then, Machiavelli. How do I even say that? I don't even know. That's just a word that you see and you think to yourself, I know that word. And you say it. Machiavelli 1109 asks, do you like Lord of the Rings? I absolutely love Lord of the Rings. We haven't watched the movies in a long time, but I do like it. I love the movie series. I'm keenly awaiting The Hobbit's release, and I'm going to enjoy it. We're probably going to be going for a Lord of the Rings marathon sometime with the friend that came to play Diablo with us. He's got a nice projector at home connected to his PlayStation. He's got the Lord of the Rings trilogy on Blu-ray, so we'll go watch it with him sometime. It'll be amazing. And he's got a really good sound system as well. I love Lord of the Rings. Not so much the MMO, very much so the books in the movie. Or the book in the movie. The books, Hobbit, and you know what I'm saying. Okay. Are you planning on making a Guild Wars 2 series other than the news? This is from Mr. Schmoopy. That's a cool nickname. I love saying that. Say Schmoopy a couple of times. That's really nice. Yes, I'm definitely going to make a series. And I think the cool thing that's going to happen with Guild Wars is that it's going to be a much more community-based series, in the sense that it's going to be me, myself, and Riot Panda. Probably, and I'm not sure about this yet because it hasn't released yet, and I don't know how my game is going to perform when it comes out, but I can tell you that in the previous stress test weekend, it did perform a lot better. I only played for about 3 minutes before we had to leave to the midnight launch for Diablo 3. I didn't get any time in it, but in those 3 minutes I got about 30 FPS, which is, or 35 to 40 I think, which is double or triple as much as I was getting last time. I didn't run around very many areas to look, but it seemed like it was performing better. So they did something. They did something good. But I'm going to do another series for Guild Wars. I'm not sure what it is yet, but because we're going to make a guild, and I must tell you guys as well that we haven't decided on the guild name yet. It might not be Illuminati, it might be something else when the game actually officially launches, but we are going to make a guild, and we'll probably do stuff with guild mates. So if you're in our guild, you'll probably be in the videos often, and we'll have some fun together. Because I'm going to be playing Guild Wars after launch, most definitely. For cheesy. If you had to sacrifice one of the keys on your keyboard, which one would you pick and why? Now that is a tough question, and it comes from none other than Swessant. I knew it, Swessant. I knew it. Now I wish I could actually say that, you know, I've got a thing for like B. I just don't like that B guy. I don't know what he's always doing hanging around over there next to V. It doesn't make sense to me. And I feel quite threatened by him sometimes. I wish I could say that. But I can't, for any key out there, because I kind of like them. They're my friends. I press them all day long. So, that said, I'd probably get rid of that pesky Windows key that's actually still in my keyboard. I don't have some fancy keyboard where you can disable it. I know some games can let you do that, but I'd probably get rid of that bugger because... And only the one on the left. I don't care about the one on the right. The one on the right can stay. The one on the left, he can get out of here. I'd get rid of him. I'd do it. If it didn't look horrid, I'd probably pry him out there with a screwdriver right now. Honestly though, I never press the Windows key. I never press the Windows key. I can't remember the last time, but that would be the one I'd remove still. Because it's useless. Alt-Tab does the same job. Except Alt-Tab doesn't open the start menu up. But who really cares about that? I can just click on the start menu if I want to open it up. But that said, I never press the Windows key. I don't know why people always accidentally do that. I don't know why you're fumbling around down there, but I don't do that. Okay. If you got to invent a replacement key... Oh! Okay, 2 parts. I didn't actually read these beforehand. If you got to invent a replacement key for the one you just sacrificed, what would that key do? And what would you name it? That's tough. That's very tough. So, I would make one key that just macros the words Grand Adventure with the exclamation mark at the end and a smiley face after that. So that then I can just open chat, or maybe glorious. That's a nice word too. Grand Adventure awaits. There you go. Or Sweet Juniper Lee. One of those. Just some little catchphrase I put on there so I can just press enter to open chat, press that key, and would put it there for the world to see. That would be fun. Either that, or I would invent some sort of little soundboard system for my computer where I could bind some little catchphrase to it and do that. Or, what I'd really want, in a more, that's a bit more technical and slightly more, let's just say, that's more technical. Let's stick with that, actually. I'd want a key that I could press and it would close all those silly tasks that should have been closed, that somehow just open again. Like Thunderbird, for instance, never closes. I closed the program, but it's still open back there. Sapping the energy, not seeping, sapping my computer's memory, taking it for itself and keeping it, like 150 megs of RAM for Thunderbird. Why? I'm not using it right now, it's actually closed. Internet Explorer does the same. Chrome and Firefox do the same as well. Sometimes you close them and they still stay open, so I'd want a button I could press that would just nuke them all away. But not the ones that I need, just the ones that I don't need. That's very weird actually, I don't know why I thought of that now. Just practical. I guess, it's just practical. That's what it is. Now, next question. Wild Knight. He asks, I've been following The Secret World with a lot of interest. Is that a game you hope to get involved in, and do you plan on testing in the upcoming beta weekends? If you are, what are your expectations for the game? Now, I haven't been following very much of it. I must say the cinematics were amazing. The gameplay I saw looked kind of average. I don't mean to be rude or anything, but right now my hype factor, my hype levels are here for Guild Wars and down here for Secret World. Just because of Guild Wars, they probably, that's the reason they're down here for Secret World, okay? And I suppose Diablo contributes to that as well. Not that it's an MMO, but it still sort of takes up my time, so that. But, that said, I do like what they're doing. I like real-world MMOs. I said that before. I said that I like Fallout. I would have liked a Fallout MMO. I like MMOs that take what we have now and modify it to a lesser extent to make it slightly more believable. That's fun. I think it's cool. I would have liked it if they had gone for a slightly more horror-ish, scary-ish feel with the game. I'm not sure if they have, because I haven't actually played it. But it would be nice if they went that route to try and do something slightly different with the game. That's my feeling on it. As for the beta weekends, I was going to try one out. Was it last weekend? Last weekend I was going to try it out, but I didn't get around to it. Okay, so hopefully, maybe soon. I know that the Sparrow's Journey is covering some of it. I don't know if he put videos up for that, but I know that he was gonna test it. He told me so in the IRC channel, the Tales of Lumin IRC channel. That's #Tales of Lumin on QuakeNet. You can pop in anytime. I'm mostly there, but not always talking or reading or whatever. But those are my feelings on the Secret World. Then the Wild Knight also asks, oh, okay, he asks about the Elder Scrolls MMO. So, see the previous question. Sorry, that's it. Then, this is one I can answer. Also from the Wild Knight, the last one from the Wild Knight. What was your first computer or console you ever owned, and what was your favorite game for it? So, we actually had these old TV games, which people actually told me, we called them TV games. That's where you had Mario on. You had Battle Tanks on. We had, was it called Joust? I can't even remember. We had Contra. Actually, Contra might have been on the Sega Mega-ROM, or was it an older one? Basically, we had those really old games on there, 101, those cartridges, and I wouldn't really consider that as my first console or PC, because it didn't really have that, well, it had an effect, of course. I played a lot of games on there. My parents played Tetris and stuff on there, and whatever. It was the in thing at the time. But the more memorable one would be, we got a 486, and we got this EA CD, this compilation, back when EA was super awesome, and they had like, it had Ultima 7 on it, it had Savage Empire on it, it had Wing Commander on it, it had 7 Cities of Gold on it, it had Ultima Underworld on it. Did I say that already? I don't know, but it had a bunch of really cool games on it, and my favorite game that we could play was obviously Ultima 7, second favorite and third and everything further down would have been the others that I just mentioned, because those were the games we played, and they were amazing. I loved Ultima Underworld as well, along with 7 Cities of Gold. That game was a lot of fun, and they definitely turned me into the gamer I am today. Because I don't know, I felt that Ultima 7 did so many things right that a lot of games today still don't manage to get right. If you don't know Ultima 7, Google it. Then, next question. This one's from The Sparrow's Journey. I've heard you saying you talk Afrikaans with Helene and not English. How does it sound? Give us some examples. I don't really speak English, Afrikaans anymore. We 100% English now. We quit the Afrikaans a while ago. Our tenant moved back, well, he got back from overseas, he was working. He got back recently, he's Afrikaans. I speak Afrikaans to him. And it sounds a lot like Dutch or Swedish or whatever you want to call it. I will read the next question in Afrikaans for you, if I can. It's quite difficult translating things on the fly sometimes. So, hou jy van Game of Thrones? As jy doen, wie is jou gunsteling karakter? I put a bit of a deep voice on there to make it sound more epic. There you go. That question was, do you like Game of Thrones? If you do, who's your favorite character? This is from Jansbo. Oh, you know who this is? Sorry, it took me a second to click there, but this is Arya Stark from my Guild Wars 2 Illuminati meetup video. Arya Stark, the little character that we met. Firstly, I must say you did an amazing job at recreating Arya Stark. I thought at first that she was a little bit too tanned, but the fact that she's always so dirty in the series just means that you actually got it right. Because we watched Game of Thrones just today, and you did a good job. You did a really good job. Bravo. My favorite characters, I actually answered this before. I really do like Arya Stark. That's why I put her in the video, because I was so impressed by it. Arya Stark's my favorite. I really did like Lord Eddard Stark too. I do like the Imp. He's fun. Khaleesi, what's her name? Daenerys Targaryen, is that her name? I like her. I love everything that's going on with her stories. I'm not going to try to spoil anything now because we just watched the latest episode and wow. Wow. It's intense. Those are my favorite characters. Jon Snow, not so much. Not so much. I don't like him so much. Also in Guild Wars 2, oh, you're more into PvE or PvP? After 7 years of Guild Wars 1, I found Guild Wars 2 is really refreshing, absolutely loved it. Did your PC run WVWVW, World vs. World vs. World, well? No, it didn't run anything well. You might have heard that in the previous questions. I was getting like 10 to 15 FPS everywhere. Honestly though, I think it ran better in World vs. World vs. World than everywhere else, but still not very great. Other than that, I like a mix between the two. I like PvP and I do love PvE. More so I like adventuring. I like just having fun in Guild Wars or in any game actually. So I don't really care if it's PvP or PvE as long as I'm enjoying it. Did I miss a part of this question? Nope, I didn't. Just curious, what's your favorite band? Hoobastank, Linkin Park, Hoobastank, I have to say that very slowly, some people don't know it. Linkin Park, 30 Seconds to Mars, Incubus, and every single video game music creator out there. I don't know, I've got a thing for video game music, okay? It's amazing. We're listening to Chrono Trigger right now. I don't know if you guys can even hear it because it's like windy and she's clicking over there and whatever. But video game music. Amazing. So, if you had the chance to join any of the video game developers who are out there, who would it be? Why would it be them and what would your job be? What would you prefer as a job in the development team? Sorry, I'm bad at reading. Example, writer, coder. This is from Airsoft Fanatic 10. I'm sorry I butchered your question, but I will answer it properly. Go-to guys, Valve or Blizzard, I would say. Bethesda, close third. Probably Blizzard just because I've been to their campus and it was just too cool. I can tell you now that Valve probably have just as cool a campus, but I am such a big fan of what Blizzard do, their stories and everything like that. And if I had to say what I'd do on their team, it would be tough. I'd probably be fetching the coffee because I don't have any talents like these guys do. But if I had to go into anything like that, I'd probably be on the story side of things. I'd probably try my hand at writing for something like that or some sort of story development. Maybe I'll just start my own game up in Blizzard. Have them support me. Have them create it for me. I'd do that. There you go. So, if your parents would have moved to the USA before you were born, would that make you an African American? This is from Aggie93. That's a good question. No, I don't think it would have. Maybe technically, if you want to look at it like that, maybe. Yes, perhaps. But I think you're missing the point of the whole African American thing. Okay, so, and honestly, it's like the name African American is just weird to me. I've never really gotten used to it. You know, it's just weird having African and American in the same word or tag that you put on something. Anyway, whatever. It's weird. It feels weird using that. But next question. That was from Aggie93, as I said. This is from YY YYHK, which games are you most excited for coming out in the future? Diablo's out, so I'd probably say Guild Wars 2. That's the next one I'm excited for. After that, I'm not going to answer anything. I'm obviously excited for Heart of the Swarm, and Mr. Pandaria will probably be fun, but Bioshock Infinite, that's on my wish list. I'm trying to think what's on my Steam wish list. Dota 2 will be fun once it's actually out and people start caring about stats. They don't just quit when they want to. I don't know, I'd have to consult my Steam wish list. But number 1, Guild Wars 2. Then, last question. This is from YYK. What do you think about Starbound, and do you watch OCP's Starbound analysis videos? I think Starbound looks like a lot of fun. It looks like a worthy successor to Terraria. It could be a lot better. I'd like them to reveal more about the combat system. They said something about Pokemon and I was instantly intrigued. I've been following the development. I don't watch Person's video, OCP. I don't watch his videos, no. I'll probably play it when it comes out. It looks like it could be cool, but we'll have to wait and see. I'm interested. I'll leave it at that. But sadly, that's it for the questions. They're done. I put my cell phone away already. And Nero's passed out. So, check back here soon for more. Leave any questions you have below and I'll answer them. Or you can mail them to me at talesoflumin@gmail.com, or just send them via a inbox message right here on YouTube. I hope I got them all. If I didn't, I apologize. Leave them again. Leave them in caps. I don't even care. Make sure I see them. Oh, and if I didn't answer some that I did see, then it's probably because I did answer them like in the previous week's Q&A or something. So you click the little previous button to see that, if you're interested. But leave those questions. If they're all about Diablo this week, I'm cool with that too. Most importantly though, happy going back to playing Diablo 3 right away, because that's something I might actually do right now. Happy that.